right now on 5 on your side at 10.
A South St. Louis couple living in fear.
I'm on edge all the time. Every little noise, you're jumping.
Tonight, the search for the gunman who shot up their home twice in 7 days.
Widespread rain isn't in our future, but the isolated afternoon rain chance, that sticks with us a couple more days. How that rain chance could impact our Wednesday afternoon air quality.
Our top story, a beloved dog shot dead at the hands of a sheriff's deputy.
It's just devastating. There's no other words for it. He shouldn't have been on my property.
Now a family is demanding answers. Tonight, the St. Francis County Sheriff's Office confirms one of its deputies shot and killed a dog on Sunday. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Kelly Jackson. The animal was an emotional support dog for a Farmington man recovering from brain tumor surgery. 5 on your side's Megan Kernan spoke to the heartbroken family tonight. Megan.
Kelly and Mike, the dog was named Nala. The St. Francis County Sheriff's Office tells us the deputy was on the Farmington couple's property on Sunday looking for ring camera footage after a burglary happened on their street earlier that day. Tonight, we hear from Nala's owners who want the deputy to be held accountable.
That's why the police officer was here in the first place. He wanted to see if he could use our camera footage. We didn't have any.
It was a normal Sunday afternoon. Diana Dollin says her husband Scott was in the backyard when a St. Francis County deputy pulled in their driveway and started walking to the front door.
My husband heard the shots and came running around, and there she lay. He had already shot her. He immediately started saying, "She bit me."
Nala, their 2-year-old chocolate lab, had just been shot and killed. Diana says Nala had never been violent and was even wearing an invisible fence collar.
She'd never been aggressive a day in her life. She'd never bit anyone. After it happened, there was no remorse. It was still, I did what I had to do, too bad type of attitude.
Nala, who had just given birth to a litter of puppies, was more than just a dog to the Dollins. She was Scott's emotional support animal. She was family.
My husband had a brain tumor. He had surgery. Nala had been there with him through all of that. She slept with us every night.
Diana's dad lives next door and ran over to their house right after the shooting.
Nala welcomed everybody. All her dogs welcome everybody. But the way they do it is they jump up on you, you know, and their tongues wagging, and they greet people like that. And I'm sure that's what happened, and if he has a mark on him, he's got a scratch mark.
The county says there's no dash cams in our vehicles. There's no body cams for St. Francis County. That's not acceptable. It's just devastating. There's no other words for it. He shouldn't have been on my property. I'm here to get justice for my dog. That man does not need to have a gun. This does not need to have been to anyone else.
Now, we reached out to the St. Francis County Sheriff's Office today, who confirmed the deputy shot the dog after he says he was bit. Right now, they're waiting on reports from the Farmington Police Department, who had officers respond. Now, we are not sharing the name of the deputy since he hasn't been charged with the crime.
Turning now to the weather impact forecast, spotty showers continue to pop up in the bi-state.
Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is also tracking those and more chances for hit or miss storms this week, Scott.
Well, and it's been pretty much hit or miss this evening. Once again, we're still watching a few of these showers and thunderstorms bubble up across the St. Louis area. This one came through Creve Coeur, some thunder, some lightning in there. It's kind of weakening as it approaches Forest Park. Got another one that's kind of blowing up out here around the Harvester area in St. Charles over towards Greens Bottom Road. So you're basically looking at these isolated cells. They're still trying to keep going tonight. A few more down here to our south and southwest. They're drifting fairly slowly off to the east, and they don't tend to last too long. Overnight, we think things settle down. Tomorrow morning, outside of a little bit of fog, especially if you've seen some rain today or this evening, we will see bright skies early in the morning, and then during the afternoon, a chance for a spot shower or thunderstorm again. Now, that would be good tomorrow because extra cloud cover tomorrow and any rain would mitigate our air quality situation. Right now, we have an air quality alert that goes into effect at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Those ozone levels will be coming up during the afternoon hours. That's unhealthy for sensitive groups if we get there, so limit your time outside, exercise in the morning, and try to consolidate your errands with the car.
Scott, thanks. Just hours ago, charges were announced in a shooting that happened during the middle of a church service. Derek Williams is charged with assault, armed criminal action, and unlawful use of a weapon. His wife, Dana, is charged with unlawful use of a weapon. The shooting happened on July 14th in Bell Fountain Neighbors while Brothers and Sisters in Christ Fellowship Church was holding services. Police say Derek Williams fired shots at a security guard and then sped off in a car with his wife and 2 children. No one was hurt.
Caught on video, dozens of shots fired at 2 homes in the Dutchtown neighborhood in South St. Louis. Now a woman says she and her husband are living in fear. 5 on your side's Robert Townsend joins us live from police headquarters with more on the search for suspects. Robert.
Kelly, tonight the shooters who rattled the St. Louis couple are still somewhere out there. Marguerite McGee just wants her peace back and those criminals off the streets. Chilling, loud, and rapid gunfire caught on surveillance video in the 6900 block of Alabama Avenue in this Dutchtown neighborhood in South St. Louis.
You know it's crazy. It was scary.
67-year-old Marguerite McGee says on July 14th and 21st, someone in a black car rode down her street and repeatedly shot up her home.
11 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday morning, which was really odd. They were both at the same time.
McGee wasn't home, but her 82-year-old husband was when bullets pummeled the place they've called home for 24 years.
Which this is the bedroom here. The glass was shot out, the siding was shot out, the bricks, all of the bullets went like straight through.
She says the first time more than 30 bullets hit their home. During the second incident, the gunman fired more than 40 rounds, piercing the couple's living room, destroying their light fixtures, even shattering their grandchildren's picture frame. You don't know why they're doing this.
We have no idea. We haven't bothered anybody.
Her terrified husband lying on their bed when he dropped to the floor for his life.
It's nothing but the grace of God that saved them both times. We're living in fear. We can't relax, can't sleep.
And Monday night, she believes the same shooter or shooters came back and sprayed her next-door neighbor's home with a barrage of bullets.
Easily hit my husband or my neighbor, and they would no longer be with us.
Police say after firing a large rifle at the 2 homes, the suspects sped off in a black sedan.
Investigators are looking at all 3 of these incidents to determine if they are in fact all related.
Yes, I want them to catch these people and get them off the street because they're dangerous.
Now, McGee is praying it doesn't happen again, but she says if it does, she and her husband are moving out of that neighborhood. Meantime, investigators are asking anyone with any information to call St. Louis police. Live downtown, Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
The Department of Justice now investigating the shooting death of Sonia Massey. She's the Central Illinois woman who was shot and killed inside her home by a Sangamon County Sheriff's deputy. The announcement comes one day after Illinois State Police released body camera footage of the July 6th shooting. Prosecutors say Deputy Sean Grayson shot Massey 3 times. The 36-year-old mother of 2 called 911 because she thought an intruder was inside her home. Massey's family is now demanding answers on why dispatchers believe she died by suicide.
My friend works at the hospital. When she realized that was my BM, she called me because she was concerned about no family showing up. It was too much time to pass without the family being notified. And she heard the police telling the nurses she killed herself. How do you get confused?
Grayson has been charged with first-degree murder. He's currently in jail. He's also been fired from the sheriff's department.
Missouri's Attorney General is appealing a judge's decision to overturn Christopher Dunn's murder conviction. It is a move that is keeping Dunn in prison tonight. Dunn has been behind bars for 34 years. He was convicted of shooting and killing 15-year-old Rico Rogers in St. Louis in 1990. Dunn has always said he's innocent. 2 witnesses who testified against him later withdrew their claims. The Circuit Attorney's Office is working to see what legal steps are next.
A Metro East man is dead after drowning in the Big River at Rockford Park in Jefferson County. It's the first drowning there this year. The Missouri State Highway Patrol says 33-year-old Guadalupe Lopez of Madison, Illinois, was spotted going underwater around 1:30 this afternoon. His body was recovered about 2 hours later. It's the 8th time first responders have been called to Rockford Park this year for a water rescue, and it's the 6th drowning at the park since 2014. And the drowning comes 2 days after a Valley Park woman drowned in the Big River near St. Francis State Park. Authorities say 40-year-old Melissa Hill tried to rescue another person and lost consciousness in the water.
Tonight, St. Louis Public Schools unveiled its next steps to get your kids to school. The main priority, student safety. If approved, the transportation plan would eliminate dozens of bus routes. The plan utilizes Metro buses and Metrolink. School officials want to use district police officers, volunteers, and staff to patrol areas of concern. Instructional videos will also be created to teach students how to use public transportation. Fewer barriers are coming to St. Louis County seniors applying for a property tax credit. A new ordinance passed by the County Council today lowers the qualifying age from 67 to 62. It also removes a cap on the assessed property value.
Well, tonight, President Joe Biden is back at the White House after spending several days at his Delaware home recovering from COVID. He will make a primetime address from the Oval Office tomorrow night.
The president will talk about his decision to drop his re-election bid and lay out his vision for the next 6 months. You can watch it tomorrow night at 7 here on 5 on Your Side, our YouTube channel, and streaming on 5+. Tonight, Vice President Kamala Harris is racing toward the Democratic nomination, raking in endorsements, delegates, and donations.
And today, she made her first campaign stop in Wisconsin, the former prosecutor making her case against former President Donald Trump.
I took on perpetrators of all kinds. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. I will proudly put my record against his any day of the week.
The former president and his Republican running mate, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, are sharpening their attacks against their new likely opponent, hitting on issues like immigration and inflation.
She signed up for every single one of Joe Biden's failures, and she lied about his mental capacity to serve as president.
Tonight, Trump said he's willing to debate Harris more than once.
We are 2 weeks away from the Missouri primary. From now until August 5th, voters can cast no excuse absentee ballots. You'll need to show an official photo ID like a driver's license, state ID, veteran's card, or passport. We have a full list of polling places in the As Seen on TV section of KSDK.com. Tomorrow night, the Republicans running for Missouri governor will debate here at the 5 on Your Side studios. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, will moderate, and due to the president's address, the debate will air Thursday night at 7. It will also stream on the 5+ app.
There's a new sheriff in Paris.
I was like, yeah, I'd like to be a part of that and witness that.
He's a two-time Super Bowl champion turned pitchman. How Peyton Manning was recruited to be an Olympic TV host. Incredible video of a surprise attack from under the sea. Tonight, 2 lucky boaters have a whale of a tale to tell.
No major storm systems here, but we have air quality issues, at least a chance of rain this weekend, wildfire smoke in the atmosphere, and potentially some big heat by the end of next week. We'll see you in 7 minutes.